Steph Weiss, Critic. Conquer the Critic, Steph Weiss.
Has someone ever told you you weren't good enough, tall enough, smart enough, and that became true for you? Maybe there's something that you really wanted to do, and someone told you, you can't do that, or you might have even talked yourself out of it. Being intentional to conquer negative thoughts that are either put there by someone else or we made up ourselves, and championing beliefs that have no limits. Now, let me ask you, what do you say to yourself? That self-talk. My inner critic told me I'm not enough. And it all started when I was a little girl, about 10 years old. Okay, so I haven't grown so much since I was 10. Off the bus after school one day, math test in hand, super excited to share the results with my parents as I threw open the door. Hey mom, hey dad, guess what? I got my math test back and I got a 95%. My dad looked at me and said, why not 100%? Have you ever felt like you were not enough? That's how I felt. And I felt it in my core. And that has been the resounding story of my life. I've tried hard. I've created success in business. I've had relationships. I'm trying to be a good co-parent for a teenager. But there was always something more I should be doing, could be doing. Nothing was ever enough. I was never enough. My journey of personal growth first led me to Toastmasters, and then on to some deep inner work with the Landmark Forum, where I learned an important distinction. This was a story I was telling myself, not the actual truth. My dad just wanted to make sure I did my best, as any parent would. He believed in me, he knew my potential, he just communicated poorly. My inner critic told me I'm not enough. And it was a story I made up. I'm so grateful I learned to talk to myself instead of listening to my story, to see it as a story and reframe it into an empowering thought versus a sabotaging one. Speaking kindly to my mind, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. What has been your story? And where has that held you back? As you think, so you feel, so you do. And sometimes it's not the story, but the influence of others that hold us back. Lots of people have opinions on what we should do with our lives, am I right? Parents and loved ones are not shy to tell us how to parent, what career to go for, people giving unsolicited advice, and oh, my absolute favorite, unsolicited criticism from strangers on the internet. I think some call them Karens. Apologies if your name is Karen, this does not apply to you. But why do we even care about what other people think anyways? Because we want to feel loved, because we want to feel significant, to be seen and heard. Classic example of this is social media and the need for validation. Anyone else check their posts online to see how many likes they got? Anyone? I know I'm not the only one. I see you. And it's okay. I'm a work in progress. What can I say? I can remember at the age of 19 wanting to start my own business. My parents tried to discourage me. Let's just say their mindset was a little bit old school and university and a good paying job was the better route. They were probably right on timing because I had just started my degree. If I had listened though, I might not have pursued the path to be an entrepreneur and go on to lead and mentor over 2,000 people around the world in my career, contributing to successful businesses, inspiring others to become better versions of themselves. And all this to say, I gave myself permission to be me, to never let someone's limits become my own. Too often we listen to others who say, you can't do that. And what they really mean is, they can't. Not me, not you. No one's going to tell me you can't do that. Are you kidding me? I'll fill you in on a little secret. I am enough. No limits. No permission required. Learning to talk to yourself instead of listening to your inner critic and the limitations others impose can change your life. Confident inner dialogue conquers meager criticism any day of the week. Believe you are enough and you are worthy of your wildest dreams. It was possible for me. It can be for you. I am enough. You are enough. Contest chair.